Hamas has named a new political chief after a nearly two-year gap, announcing that Khalil al-Hayya will lead the group's political wing. In a tight vote, top Hamas members chose 65-year-old al-Hayya over former leaders Khalid Meshal and Mahmoud Mardawi, according to a phone interview with a Hamas official. Al-Hayya had been the Gaza war's chief negotiator, steering ceasefire and hostage talks with Israel and the United States during the conflict that began on October 7, 2023. The fondo of the Gaza war that day saw about 1,200 Hamas fighters kill Israelis and capture roughly 250 hostages. Israel's subsequent military campaign devastated the Gaza Strip, killing more than 70,000 people, mostly civilians, including thousands of children, according to Gaza health authorities. Those numbers are still contested. Israeli official figures do not distinguish civilians from combatants, but Gaza's figures do. Al-Hayya's elevation follows months of stalled talks between Hamas, the U.S. Trump administration's Board of Peace in Israel about the next steps after the ceasefire. More than 9 months after the U.S. brokered truce, the promised full ceasefire has not materialized. Hamas has yet to agree to disarm, Israeli forces continue daily strikes, and many Gazans remain trapped in shattered homes or squalid tent camps. The new leader faces personal grief, too. An Israeli airstrike in early May killed his son, Azam al-Hayya, and Hamas's armed wing later claimed his son as a fighter. His background is steeped in the group's war planning. Before the outbreak of hostilities, al-Hayya coordinated the launch of the Hamas assault with allies abroad, including senior Iranian commanders, per internal Hamas documents accessed by the New York Times. He left Gaza before the war began and, while in exile, oversaw Hamas's wartime negotiations with Israel from Qatar and Egypt, repeatedly demanding a cessation of hostilities in return for the release of Israeli hostages. Hamas has not had a political chief since Ismail Haniyeh was killed by an Israeli drone attack over Tehran in July 2024. Haniyeh was assassinated in the Iranian capital, and his successor, Yahya Sinwar, was later shot dead during a firefight with Israeli soldiers in southern Gaza. After those losses, the group was represented by a 5-man committee that included al-Hayya, but his role as chief negotiator made him perhaps Hamas's most publicly recognized leader outside the organization. As the new political chief, al-Hayya will have to navigate a complex environment. He faces the challenge of consolidating leadership within Hamas, re-establishing trust with the public in Gaza, and negotiating the next phase of the ceasefire, all while dealing with Israel's continued military pressure and the persistent humanitarian crisis. His experience in external negotiations could be pivotal for any future peace talks, and his proven willingness to broker deals may give Hamas a new path toward a long-term resolution. How quickly he can mobilize the group's factions and redefine its political agenda remains to be seen. In the coming weeks, listeners can expect to hear more from Hezbollah leaders, discussions about the latest U.S. policy shifts, and any fresh developments from the arm of the international community engaged in this protracted conflict. In light of these complexities, al-Hayya's appointment signals a potential shift in Hamas strategy and the region's future. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, stay informed and stay safe.